Hello, Coach Jamie here, the Alive Coach for Christian teen girls, and it is my heart to help your teen daughter overcome the real life issues that she is facing in a way that stays true to who God has created her to be. Now, if you watched the last video that I sent out, I hope you see what's possible for your daughter. But how does your daughter get started on her journey to really discovering who it is that God created her to be? In today's video, I want to give you one step that your daughter can take today to begin that journey. So two of the biggest questions that teen girls have in life are, why am I here? And what is my purpose? And so in today's video, I want to give you a step that your daughter can take today to begin to discover that purpose. See, God did not plan our purpose for us to decide. He planned our purpose for us to discover it. And so many times our daughters feel so pressured either by themselves or by their teachers or maybe by us parents to know exactly what it is that they're going to do with their life when they graduate high school. That is a massive, heavy weight to carry. And God never intended for us to carry that weight. He intended for us to discover our God-given purpose. See, Jeremiah 29:11 tells us that God has a plan for our daughters of good and not evil to give them a future and a hope. Jeremiah 1:5 says that before our daughters were in their mother's womb, God knew them and approved of them as their chosen instrument. He set them apart for a purpose. Now it goes on to say what Jeremiah's purpose is, but your daughter has a specific plan and purpose for her life as well. Ephesians 2:10 is another verse that talks about how God has created your daughter so amazingly. She is his handiwork, his work of art, his masterpiece. And he recreated her in Christ to do good works that he planned before the world was even formed. God has an amazing plan for our daughter's lives. But how does she really begin to walk in that plan? Well, one way she begins to walk in that plan is to really discover her true identity in Christ. And to do this, all she has to do is get into the Bible and learn who it is that God says that she is. I encourage you, I know I told you I'd give you one step, but just real quick, I encourage your daughter to get into the book of Ephesians, chapters 1 and chapter 2, and write down everything that God says she is, and really soak in who it is that he calls her to be. And then the second way that our daughters can begin to discover her God-given purpose and plan for her life, I like to call a purpose journal. And what this purpose journal is it's designed for your daughter to write in it as God speaks to her. Now you may be saying, well, how does my daughter know that God is speaking to her? And I'm telling you, as a life coach for teen girls, this is one of the biggest questions that I get is, how do I know that God is talking to me? Well, that is what this purpose journal is designed to do. Now, I have attached in this email a link to 7 days of a purpose journal. She can use this and she can print it off each week if she wants to, or she can grab a notebook and create one of her own based off of this purpose journal. But really all it is this. When she's reading the Bible, if she feels like there's a verse that really stands out to her, like God is speaking to her on that verse, maybe she's reading Jeremiah 29:11 and she's like, God has a plan for me. God says he has a plan for me and it's good. And if that stands out to her, what she's going to do is write that down in her purpose journal. And then if she's at church and the pastor or the youth pastor say something and it really stands out to her and it really speaks to her heart, she's going to write that down in her purpose journal as well. As she's talking to her friends and her friends are encouraging her saying, you know what, you are so sweet. You have so much compassion. Look at how you help that person. Have her write that down. And your daughter will be amazed that after a week, after a month, even after a year, as she looks back on this purpose journal, she will see a pattern beginning to emerge. And that pattern is what God is speaking to her directly. And that pattern will lead her towards her purpose and her destiny. So if your daughter begins today on her purpose journal, she will be amazed to see where God is going to take her. Now, real quick, the doors to our group coaching program are still open. They close this Friday, August 26th at midnight. And after that, we can't take on any more people because if we do, your daughters will not get their welcome package in the mail in time for our group coaching programs to start in September. If you have any questions or you want to see if life coaching is right for your daughter, click that button below this video and schedule a time to chat with me. I would love to talk to both you and your daughter to see if life coaching is right for her.